Hey everybody, it's Michael, Bay Area Hiking Guides, giving you the information and knowledge to hike with confidence. And in this video, we're going to talk about, does competition have a place in hiking groups? So does competition have a place in hiking groups? And I see this a lot within hiking groups in the Bay Area. Now, don't get me wrong here, like everything else in life, there's good and there's bad. You're going to have, real good teachers in school and bad ones. But there's some phenomenal hiking groups in the Bay Area. And I've been to a lot of hiking groups. And then there's ones that make me wonder why they're still operating. So there's one in particular, and I'm going to talk a little bit about a personal story. One in particular that is in the Bay Area. I'm not going to mention it, but it's on the meetup groups. It's a meetup.com. Nothing wrong with meetup.com. I like it. It's a wonderful place to have a sense of community. So meetups.com. Well, the whole purpose of that is to allow people to have a sense of community, collaboration, coming together, and enjoying something that you have the same common grounds in. I've seen just from a various amount of groups that I've been on, I've seen it where they screen you, where you have to go through a whole test. My own personal experience, I joined a meetup group, hiking group, years back, and I kind of heard the stories about how there was some stuff that was going on within the group, people pulling away and starting their own groups because of how this group is run, so I wanted to experience it myself. I got up and I went out there and hiked with them, and what I realized was I started wondering, well, I'm going to hang out in the back, and I'm going to see how they handle me. And I was out taking photos, and they came up to me and said, excuse me, you can't take photos. We need to keep up, we need to keep going. And I'm like, okay. So I kept going, and then I went to the bathroom, and they didn't like that. So they told me, we need to keep up with the group, we can't, keep going to the bathroom, I was having a conversation with somebody and they said, we can't keep talking, we need to keep going. So it was just like, wow, the sense of community and collaboration's gone right out the window. Group was really just non-inviting. And they actually tried to get me to leave the group and go back to the car because they didn't think I was capable of hiking, if you can believe that. And it was like, wow, that's a shocker. I said, no, I'm fine. I keep up with everybody. So I ended up getting to the very top, and there was this real big competitive guy he immediately right off the bat started challenging everybody. Ended up following him up there. So I eventually got to the top of where we were, and he had run out of water, and he was dehydrated, and it was a whole lot of other problems. So competition shouldn't be anywhere in a hiking group when you're with a big group of people, unless your whole idea of the group is to be competitive. Now, I've taken people out and I've challenged them at time runs, where they've got to get from point A to point B in a certain time, or they've got to accomplish a certain amount of mileage in a certain day, and that's because I'm training them. That's because they're getting ready to do a very difficult thing that's going to be in front of them, and I'm getting them ready as fast as I possibly can, but I'm not doing it amongst a group of people. And when you're in a hiking group, there's a lot of people in that group that have different levels, different skill sets. You have people that are beginners, you have people that are experts, and it's a whole diverse section of people. You're trying to outdo everybody else, you're trying to impress everybody. It's just not going to work out. You shouldn't impress anybody, you don't need to. The whole point of being in a hiking group is to be out there and enjoy it with others that have a like-minded idea, that want to go out and explore nature and just enjoy it. It's not to be competitive to get to point A to point B. Now, I understand if you're in a hiking group and you're in the front, you're like, hey, buddy, I'm going to go and get to the top with you. You want to race, and you're staying within the group, that's fine. But this whole competition thing is it's not needed. One of the other big things also as well is that I've heard stories where people get left behind. Can you imagine being left out here, not knowing how to get back to the car? Don't know where the group went, they just ditched them because they weren't able to keep up with the group. And I talked with a hiking leader in this other particular group that I was talking to, and I'm like, well, he's like, we strongly filter our members of our group. I said, well, what do you do? And he said, well, in our group, I look at their picture, and if they're fat, then we just tell them not to go on the hike. So that means nothing. Just because you're a little heavy set or you're a little overweight, you know, you don't look like a Ken doll, that doesn't mean that, you know, automatically you should be, you know, judged that you're not going to join a group. You know, just making a determination if someone's capable of hiking or not just by how heavy they are, it's unfortunate. You shouldn't be hiking and be so quick and just wanting to get it done all the time, because that does nothing too. There's a lot of that happens. You know, it's so sad that this stuff goes on. And it's a lot of it out there, and it should not be that way. There should not be a competition. There should not be screening. There should not be any of that stuff. I mean, you join a hiking group, you pay attention to how many miles it's going to be, what the elevation's going to be. You look at all that stuff. That's going to give you an idea if you're going to be able to do it or not. But then again, there's not a lot of groups out there that don't have a lot of accessibility. They don't have a lot of hikes that are easier. And there should be more of that, because we should encourage people that are new to get out here and get in the outdoors, because it has such an amazing source of resource that you can tap off of. I mean, it's healing. It makes you really appreciate the small things in life. So don't be diverted by groups. You know, there's some really good groups out there. And don't let that misdirect your attention. You ever want to go out hiking and, you know, explore anything, and whatever your level is, you send me a message down below. I'll go hike with you. You know, just start off. If you're beginning, we got the Iron Horse Trail. It's a great way to start off. Just start doing mileage on there. If you're not ready for elevation yet, and then just work your way into it little by little. There's so many places that are for all levels, and you should never be discouraged. It has nothing to do with your capability and your skill level and who you are, what you look like as a person. It's right here. Brain of yours will motivate and control and make you do anything you want to do if you put your mind to it. You can do anything. You can do anything you want to do. It's very, very possible. And if you still don't believe me, go look up Four Wheel Bob. Okay, the guy's doing stuff in a wheelchair. And get out here and enjoy this wonderful world we live in. Alright guys, thank you so much for listening to the video. Don't forget, like, subscribe, hit that bell button. We got the subscribe button here, and then we've got previous videos, these little guys right here. The good stuff we've talked about in these videos. Good stuff. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. We got more to come. Stay tuned. And don't forget, subscribe. Really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for your support. Have a wonderful day. There we go. Just clean up your face. There, we get you all ready for your shoot.